Good morning, folks. Welcome to the rooftop. Trevor here. Today we're going to be brewing a Mosaic Pale Ale. Absolutely one of my favorite beers that I brew. Last night I drew about 8 1/4 gallons of water and filtered that, and then calculated my mineral and acid additions. And then this morning added those about 6 a.m. Got the propane burner going, and we're just about at strike temperature, so we're ready to transfer this over into the mash tun with the grains. All right, we're at our strike temperature. We've got our bag for our mash in a bag, ready to add the grains. For this pale ale, we're going to be using 11 pounds of Maris Otter. We're going to be using 1.1 pounds of Vienna Malt, and we're going to be using 0.8 pounds of Crystal 20 to give it just a little bit of color. All right, let's get that water transferred in there. There comes the water. Once again, we're doing a full mash, so all the water in here at the same time, no sparging. Just find it to be easier. Lid is on, thermal well is in, and we are tracking at about 153, which is great. I was shooting for 154, but just barely missed it. So we'll see. Should keep this temp pretty good in the cooler. It typically does, and it's a warm day, so I think we'll be in good shape. We are measuring out our hop additions. This is...
Is it that much?
Oh, we went a little bit over. Need you to take a little bit out.
Okay. 0.7.
No, not 0.75 yet. All right, so it's been about an hour we've been mashing. Our temperature was hanging pretty tight at 153, which is where we started. It's dropped about 2 degrees over that period of time, so not too bad. So we're ready to run this sweet wort off into the boil kettle and get this thing started. So I'm just going to take the lid off here. What I'm going to do with the bag, so I'm just going to lift this up. I actually just pull it through this handle and tie that off, and it does a great job of draining that for me. So there we go. Apologize for the smoke in the back. I'm actually making some salmon jerky while I'm brewing this beer. So while the mash was going, I measured out my additions. So we're gonna, at 60 minutes, we're gonna do a 0.6 ounces of the Mosaic. I'm gonna do a whole teaspoon of Irish moss at 15. At 10, I'm gonna do 0.75 ounces of Mosaic. Then I'm gonna do my yeast nutrient. After that, a half teaspoon. And then I'm going to do at about 2 minutes, right at the end, at flame out near there, I'm going to do a really big charge, 2 1/4 ounces of Mosaic, and then I'm going to whirlpool that for 20 minutes. We're boiling, so we're going to add a mesh hop spider, 60-minute addition. Irish moss time. All right, so we got 2 minutes left. I'm going to go ahead and add the yeast nutrient. Whoops, that happens. I got it. There we go. That will make it taste better. And we've got our 10-minute addition here. So we got about 8 more minutes for our, and then we're going to do our 8-minute addition, or our 2-minute addition. All right, so we're almost finished with the boil and we're between additions, so I thought I'd spend a few minutes sanitizing my fermenter. I keep this bucket of star sand that's already made so that I can just use it for stuff like this. And I just dropped everything in here. I've got my airlock and my seal for this lid and my tilt hydrometer. So I'm going to get this stuff all sanitized so that when we cool, we'll be ready to go. All right, final addition. We got the 2 1/4 ounces of Mosaic. God, it smells good. Here we go. All right, so just turned off the burner, so we're at flame out, and I'm gonna start up the pump to get the whirlpool going. There we go. Gonna let this go for about 20 minutes. So I'm at the end of the 20-minute whirlpool, and I'm gonna try something today that I haven't tried before. What I'm gonna do is, I've had some issues getting my my wort down to the pitching temperature with just the plate chiller. So I've been putting it in my fermentation freezer and cooling it off that, or fermentation chamber, cooling it off that way. What I'm going to do today is actually I'm going to cool it and recirculate it back into the boil kettle, and that's going to allow me to run it back through again. I was a little concerned about this process. I wasn't sure if it was going to have some kind of adverse effect in the beer, but I emailed Michael Tonsmeyer, the Mad Fermentationist, who does a wonderful blog, and asked him for advice on it, and he said that the brewery that they're setting up, Sapwood Farms, I believe, they're going to be doing something very similar on the professional level. So I'm looking forward to trying it and seeing if I can get my pitching temperatures back down to a level that will allow me to pitch immediately versus having to wait a few hours. So we're now at the 5-minute mark and right at 78. The full volume is quite a bit lower, which is great. So I think we're getting down there, starting to work pretty good. Just keep going. All right, so this got down to about 100. I don't want to waste any more water, so I went ahead and started running this into the fermenter. We still stayed right at 80, but I'm going to take a temperature reading with the thermometer that I have, with the tilt hydrometer, and see what it looks like. But I think this probably worked a little better, but still wasted a lot of water. So not particularly happy with this setup. So. All right, hey folks, right here at the finish. So I ended up getting that full volume down to around 90, and what was actually coming out was still around 78. But I'm going to go ahead and pitch this yeast because I think we're going to be close enough where we're not going to be damaging the yeast. I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to ferment this for probably 10 days to 14 days, depending on what the hydrometer reading says over a few days, and then we'll keg it. I'm going to dry hop this in the keg. Time to dry hop this Mosaic Pale Ale. Got this mesh canister I'm going to use, and I'm going to dry hop this in the keg. I've got 2.5 ounces of Mosaic I'm going to put in here. Sanitizer. Turn our gas off. Alright, here we go. Okay, so it's been about 3+ weeks since I brewed this Mosaic Pale Ale. I just dry hopped it a few days ago in the keg and burst carbonated that, so thought it'd be great to do a quick tasting video to finish off this this video. So looking at clarity-wise, I did find this with gelatin. It's not as clear as I would like, but I think over time, obviously, that's going to clear out even more. Let's give it a. Let's just kind of check things out here. So on the nose, I get a massive amount of tropical fruit. It just smells amazing, just so tropical. Maybe a little bit of floral, but mainly just tropical fruit like crazy. I get some nice bitterness on the front, but then I get a lot of that fruitiness continues through the beer. Maybe like a papaya kind of taste, and then the bitterness kind of lingers on the back of the tongue as well. So, Mosaic, such a great hop, to be able to do that with, to be able to provide the bittering, to be able to provide the aroma and the flavor. Just a really great all-around hop. So yeah, I like this one. I think this one's a winner. So if you like this video, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think about this beer, this recipe, my process. I'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll keep doing more of them. All right, thanks.